People, my God, people. No sound, Lord God Almighty, save my soul. People, you know, so me start off the show with no audio. Jano, yo, big up on yourself in the comment section, people. Let me just restart. What me that try to say, people, is, you know, welcome back to the Reggae Boyz Weekly. It's just me today. Dylan was supposed to join, but me just go live earlier instead of waiting on Dylan. Say if him join, I will him jump off, and finish up the show. And also, I was saying that Jamaica will face off against Cuba tomorrow. And funny enough, my dad's side of family, they're from Cuba and then they moved to Florida. Not saying that I have Cuban heritage, but I've got to check the ancestry tree to see if I have Cuban heritage. You see me I say? But anything is possible. So you see me I say, maybe me have a little bit of Cuban heritage, maybe like a look at 1% or them thing there, you see me? But big up on yourself, people. It's just me today. We have some very, very interesting topics to talk about, especially surrounding the National Stadium and the lights, because Dennis Chung basically came out and he gave some updates on the lighting situation at the National Stadium. And the last time Dennis Chung gave an update surrounding the lights, he was fully confident that everything would have been good. And then it ended up that nothing was sorted for that game against Dominican Republic that was played at the National Stadium, right? So he's back again giving us some updates before the game tomorrow. So I'm going to get into that. Also going to talk about Omari Hutchinson withdrawn from the England under-21 team as he probably sustained an injury. So he's back at Ipswich to get some medical checks. Also, we're going to discuss Isaac Hayden. Saw an article where it stated that he's ready to commit to Jamaica. And lastly, we're going to talk about the game, Jamaica versus Cuba tomorrow at the National Stadium. If you guys just joining, just go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, share the video. And before we get further into the show, let me just give you guys the intro. Parish Council, big up yourself. People in the comment section where did notify me about the sound thing. Big up on yourself as well. Well, Parish Council, not the light itself, you know, but there's some certification that needs to be passed on to Concacaf surrounding the light itself. You know what I'm saying? And at this moment in time, I don't know if the JFF, if they've got that papers yet to submit to Concacaf. So we're going to discuss that because that is what Dennis Chung did talk about. Brazildino, big up yourself. People, one more thing before we get into the show, just like the video as me say, share and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Brazildino, big up yourself, Pressa, keep putting in the work, bro. All right, big up on yourself, people. So I'm gonna just get into the first article surrounding this show that we have to discuss. So here it is from the Jamaica Observer, big up on yourself. So the headline is "Light It Up!" exclamation mark. So the man must say, "Light it up." Audition see a song. Fire up your lighter. I think I sound like so. I'm gonna sing a few words. Think I was song so it goes like this now. JFF confident about brightness levels for upcoming Reggae Boyz Cuba game. This article was written by by Robert Bailey at the Jamaica Observer. Robert, big up yourself. So the article goes on to read: Jamaica Football Federation General Secretary Dennis Chung is assuring the public that the lights at the National Stadium have been certified by the relevant authorities, and the Reggae Boyz Concacaf Nations League game against Cuba on Friday at 7 p.m. will not be affected. The Reggae Boyz Concacaf World Cup qualifying Group E match against the Dominican Republic, originally scheduled for 6:30 p.m. on June 6th this year, was moved to 3:30 p.m. due to the stadium's lights not meeting CONCACAF's standard requirements. However, Chung says that the new lights were installed just before the Dominican Republic game in June, and these lights have recently been tested, and they are now awaiting the relevant documents to submit to CONCACAF. And let me just pause there so people a quick second, right? So Dennis Chung is saying that, these new lights that, have been installed, they have been recently tested, and now they're awaiting the relevant documents to submit to CONCACAF. Now, I'm backing the JFF on this in the sense that everything will get done in a timely manner, because the last time in which the Minister Babsy Grange stated that everything will be good, and IPL stated, Independence Park Limited stated that everything will be good leading up to the Dominican Republic game, we saw where they had to change the time of the game. So I hope this is not a situation where the documents are not submitted in time and you hear say, oh, because the documents were not submitted in time, then the time of the game has to change. I hope that's not the case. In terms of the light itself, it is good. The lights are new, right? And they're producing 1,000 lumens that is required. It is just for the JFF to submit the relevant documents to Concacaf. So I hope by this time that is being done, right? Dennis Chung went on to state, and I quote, "We got a preliminary report from Independence Park Limited, and it was fine. But we are just waiting on the official report from phase 3, which is being done now," Chung said. But the preliminary report that we did, which was an in-house report, showed that the lights were evenly distributed and everything was over the 1,000 lumens that is required. We are just waiting on the official report because that is what Concacaf wants. And I suspect that might be done by now. As long as we submit it before the game on Friday, then all should be well and everything should be okay. Chung says the lights installed by Independence Park exceed the required standards, so he is confident they will receive clearance from Concacaf and that the match will proceed as scheduled on Friday. Chung also went on to state, I quote him again, "I don't think what happened last time will happen again because the lights are above standard now, and it would have to be something else causing the problem," he said. "But from what we see, everything is above standard, and it was after we sent the initial report that Concacaf confirmed the 7 p.m. A total of 75 million was released by the Ministry of Finance and Public Service for urgent remedial work at the stadium to address the lighting system. Independence Park, which manages sport facilities at the stadium complex, has responsibility for the National Arena, National Indoor Sports Center, National Aquatic Center, and Stadium East." Chung says the National Stadium's playing surface had sustained some damage during the Independence Day celebrations, which was held there, but he has been assured that the field will be in top condition for Friday. He is also asking spectators to show up in large numbers and support the Reggae Boyz. Let me see if anything further is in this article. Just read the last part. I'm kind of just want to get into the discussion. So he's urging the fans to get to the National Stadium for tomorrow. Now, listen up, people. As far as this article goes and what Dennis Chung is saying, right? As I said last time Dennis Chung came out and said that everything was going to be fine. I think at the time they said that the lights were going to be installed, and then they hear said how the lights never arrived in the island at the time back when we played against Dominican Republic. And you know, the time of the game had to change back when they played against Dominican Republic from 6 o'clock, I think what it was, to 3:30 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. And you know, reading this article to you guys, am I fully confident? 90% confident that everything will be fine for tomorrow, people, because you must say them just need to submit the documents before the game is played tomorrow, etc., etc. And they did state that it was an in-house report. What does he mean by in-house report? I don't know. I mean, that could be subject to interpretation. Was it a report just by the JFF in-house, like it was their report or whatever the case is? So I think the report needs to be officially done by Independence Park to then be handed over to the JFF so that they can submit it to the Concacaf so that they can say, okay, the game can go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But that is what is coming from Dennis Chung by the Jamaica Observer. So as I said, I'm 90% confident that everything will be sorted for tomorrow. So yeah, that's all I have to say surrounding that. You get me? I said, but Murada just have like 100% confidence that the game will go good for tomorrow, which it is good for tomorrow as things stand right now. You get me? I say, but if the documents are not submitted, then you will hear a different story for tomorrow. Let me just take some comment section. Parish County say we'll play Hudson, then doubt it. One Real Madrid, big up yourself. Presser, I think Omari see that his chance is better if he play for Jamaica, and with all the players he sees coming to Jamaica team. What you think? Soon get to that comment when we get to the Omar situation, but he did pull out of the England under 21 game. Smurf said JFF better not ruin this again. A lot of people looking to go out. Smurf said the game really get a big push and support. Yeah, I think a lot of people they're looking forward to go to that game. You know, yeah. Isaac Hayden is a midfield player. Peter P, bless up yourself, himself, bless up Presser. Max City always ending up at the same spot. Andre Bailey, that time change in Damrep match was a blessing because it rained cats and dogs. Yeah, last time. Yeah. True. So let me just for the new people that just joined the stream. So basically, the article is just saying, or Dennis Chung is saying, via the Jamaica Observer, is that the lights are good. However, they need to submit the required documents to Concacaf so that everything can just be set for tomorrow. Once they submit it before the game, for tomorrow, then everything will be done and dusted, and the 7 p.m. will stand. So that's all Dennis Chung is saying, right? The lights are good. It's good to the point that it even is exceeding 1,000 lumens. So maybe the player them all blind tomorrow. Maybe the Cuba goalkeeper even can see when the ball are reaching. You see me? But yeah, he's just saying that they need to submit the documents. They did that in-house report. However, they're waiting on the official documents to submit to CONCACAF. And whatever the case is, and these are the boys. I think that's Andre Reed over there. Then you have Lembikis and midfield general Damian Lowe. Just a joke about the midfield general Damian Lowe. Damian Lowe, big up yourself anyway. Then in the world, I'll do that Jamaica right now still. But we can move on to the next topic of discussion, people. Before we even move on, just take a quick break as well. Kind of want me to drop the link in the comment section to get some callers on. People, like the video, share, subscribe if you're new. Leave your thoughts in the comment section as well. Let me just drop the link in the comment section so we can get some callers on, and they can have their say on this situation in regards to what Dennis Chung had to say. If you're not getting nobody, I'm gonna just move on to the next topic. So this is the link in the comment section, people. Join if you can. So we'll take some more comments. So yeah, join if you can, people. I try to decide what's the next topic we kind of want to talk about. Is it the match preview leading up to the Cuba game? All right, let me just jump into the match preview. So, as we all know, Jamaica will face off against Cuba tomorrow in the opening game of the Nations League, right? Cuba, our neighbors just over the road, they always give us doctors whenever it is needed or whenever we need some help in that field. They have good doctors. A lot of Jamaicans go over Cuba to study in the medical field, etc., etc. Now, MG Sports did a live stream. It was also streamed on the JFF Instagram page. I'm not going to play the video, people, so don't worry about no copyright or whatever the case is. Just a joke. But anyways, so Steve McClaren, first pretty much press conference, leading up to the Cuba game, alongside Andre Blake, the captain of the Reggae Boyz. And, he was asked some questions. He was asked about style of play. Eddie did ask him about, at this time, did he settle on a starting 11 as yet? He said yes. He settled on a starting 11. Also, he just spoke about the Cubans and, how good they are. He also emphasized that Jamaica, we need to take the game to Cuba, despite them being good. You have respect for the opponent, but I think we're better than Cuba. Obviously, we have more quality in a lot of areas. So he said that we need to take the game. He also spoke about non-negotiables that he has laid towards these players. Right, not Damian Lowe, Andre Blake answered some questions surrounding the non-negotiables. The only thing I can say about this press conference that I was not pleased with, two things: the volume. I don't know, whenever the JFF, they have press conferences, the volume always low for some of the microphone. They may get me and say, one time they kind of feel really try to hear what they must say. Get me and say, especially when the questions were being posed to Steve McClaren. However, the second thing I was not pleased with from the coach, I think every time he's asked about style of play, he doesn't give a direct answer. And maybe it's because he doesn't want to lay an expectation, or he doesn't want the fans to have a unrealistic expectation. For example, if Steve McClaren comes out and say he want to play rock and roll football, or he want to play some high pressing football, or whatever the case is, and that doesn't happen in a timely manner, then people will come out against him. You know what I'm saying? But whenever he's asked about style of play, he doesn't really give a direct answer as to what the style of play is, whether, it's going to be, pressing with the front three, closing down space quickly as possible, winning back the ball as quickly as they can. Or, whether it's a possession style of play or whatever the case is. He basically said that in terms of style of play, is flexible. That's basically what he said. He's flexible in that regard, and he's ready to adapt. And it just depends on the players that you have available. For me personally, I'm not really pleased with that answer. I would prefer a more direct answer, but to be fair to him, he's the coach. He knows what is best, so I'm not going to really beat him for that. Let me take some more comment section. Presser, God working in our favor with Omari. I think it's a boost to see Omari not playing for England, bro. Jamaica can select him next window. I mean, if Omari isn't injured come the next window in October, I mean, maybe England under 21 call him up again and then he'll have a next decision to make. You know what I'm saying? So, unless Omari mind changes by then, but I'm still getting to the Omari thing. But as for the game tomorrow, people against Cuba, the coach just talked about, you know, he wants a good performance for tomorrow. I don't think we'll see a real style of play tomorrow in terms of like 100%. You know, he said that he tried to show the players certain things leading up to the game. So hopefully that will translate over into the game and they can showcase some stuff that they've practiced in training. Obviously, in the couple of days, you're not going to learn everything. You're not going to grasp everything that the new coach wants you to do, but he spoke about the performance, etc., etc. So for me, you know, Jamaica playing against Cuba, personally, I don't really have much of a high expectation in the sense that this and that should be done against the Cubans. I just want a solid performance. I want to see more than 2 goals against the Cubans, especially seeing that we're playing at home. The last time we played at home against Dominican Republic, I mean, yeah, we had a few chances in that game, but I don't think many of us were pleased with that performance, especially, was it Dominican Republic that we played against at home? Yeah, Dominican Republic. A lot of us were not pleased with that performance because it's almost like we struggled against them. You know, so I want to see more than 2 goals in this game. I'm not saying 5 goals. So I would say 3 goals maximum. 2 goals against Cuba and a dominant performance in terms of controlling the ball from the first kickoff to when the whistle is blown in the last minute. Then I would be pleased with that type of performance. You know what I'm saying? As for the starting 11, you know, the coach spoke about continuity before this press conference, and that's why they brought over 18 players from the Copa America. Whether Steve McClaren selected the team or not, there's a huge factor in continuity in this recent selection. So I expect Blake to start in this game. I expect you know, Ethan Pinnock and these guys. Omari Bell is back. Did Greg Lee get selected? Let me just see if Greg Lee got selected. I don't remember seeing Greg Lee's name on the listing of people. For some reason, I remember seeing Greg Lee's name on the list. So let me just check the squad again. So this is the squad. So let me just keep the goalkeeper. Greg Lee. Oh yeah, Greg Lee did get selected. So in defense, you have Lemby Kisa, Bernard, Greg Lee, Damian Lowe, Michael Hector, Richard King, Omari Bell, Joel Latibodier, and Ethan Pinnock. Midfielders, Casey Palmer, Cara Anderson, Bobby De Cordova, Reed, John Russell, and Adrian Reed. Forwards, Shamar Nicholson, Norman Campbell, Michael Antonio, Demarai Gray, Kahim Dixon, and not Leon Bailey. Jamal Lowe replaced Leon Bailey. Now, there's a big discussion as to who should start in this game. Personally, for me, you know, I would go with Andre Blake in this game. I think the coach is going to go with a lot of players that played in the Copa America because I think he wants to kind of know his strongest team from early. So he wants to see them from early out to kind of make that decision going forward. So I don't think he'll make a lot of changes compared to what we signed the Copa America. Obviously, we'll have 1 and 2 changes. Maybe Jamal Lowe plays in this game. Norman Campbell, more than likely Norman Campbell will play in this game if I'm going to be fair. You know what I'm saying? However, my starting 11, I will go with Blake, Lemby Kisa, Ethan Pinnock. I would also go with, I would say maybe Bernard over the left-hand side. I'm going with Greg Lee, going with continuity. You know, I haven't seen Omari Bell in some time now. Personally, I think Omari Bell defensively is a better player than Greg Lee. But I'd still go with Greg Lee because I think he has done well recently for the national team, if I'm going to be fair to Greg Lee. So I'd also go with Greg Lee as the left back. In terms of the midfield, I would say Casey Palmer. Casey Palmer has to get into that midfield. And first of all, I'm going with a 4-2-3-1, people, if I'm being honest. Maybe 4-2-3-1. So Casey Palmer, I would go with Casey Palmer as the number 10, Cara Anderson and John Russell behind him as the 2-6. And in terms of my forward line, I would go with Shamar Nicholson as a striker, Demarai Gray off the left-hand side, and I would go with Norman Campbell off that right-hand side. Or even, I'll go with Norman Campbell. Personally, Kahim Dixon, people, I hear a lot of people talking about Kahim Dixon, whether or not he can start in this team. I think Cuba could be a game that Kahim Dixon starts in. It's not like we're going to play USA, or it's not like we're going to play Mexico, or whatever the case is. I think Kahim Dixon could get some minutes in this game. You know, I don't mean minutes. We don't mean 5 minutes. We mean like more than 5 minutes, you know, like a 30 minutes or a half or something like that. You get me? I say, one of Majid said Lati and Pinnock in the centre back pairing for me. Fair enough. Gregory Hines, you can't let the next team know what style of play you're going to use in the press conference. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm not gonna beat Steve McClaren for that. I get my assess, so yeah. Like on the stream, 80 people watching. Big up on yourself, people. Yeah, John Pale fancy. I'm like the 4-2-3-1. Yeah, I would go the 4-2-3-1, people. I don't have a call. Let me just get this call on quick, especially before we get the call on. The reason why I go the 4-2-3-1, people, I want to see not say all out attacking football or no form of like say attacking football per se, but I don't want to see any type of game that Hargreaves used to play. You know, I want to see like Jamaica taking the game to the Cubans, and that is what Coach McClaren said in the press conference. You know what I'm saying? So let me get the first call on. Mike, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, sir. Well, my team differ from your own. You know, I was waiting for you to pick a team before I call in.
Oh, Mike, before you go forward, you want up on camera or?
Yeah, man, there's no problem.
All right.
But no, from the body.
Oh, Mike, you balling?
Yeah, man.
Oh, big up yourself, big up yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to say about the team now.
Yeah, your team kind of weak still. I'm going to get a 7.
Against the Cubans? Come on, Mike.
Yeah, man. The best team we can go with right now is Lemba Kisa, Pinnock, Bernard, Bell, Karai Anderson, Latibadea. So it's 4-2-1-3. And then you're going to have Casey Palmer up front in number 10. Then you have Bobby Reap on the right. Damar Grape on the left, and his name slipped me now. West Ham forward.
Antonio
in the
right. That the team not far from my team, man. Yeah,
but
far
from my team. Than your team.
Listen, you know why not stronger than my team? I don't think Bobby Reed performs well off the right hand side for Jamaica.
Well, because we don't have Leon Bailey, I think the coach will go with Bobby Reed on the right back. He does play right wing sometime last year for Fulham.
Yeah, but you look at the recent Copa America when he play off the right hand side. There's not that type of directness that he's not direct like a Demar Gray or a Leon Bailey would be, you know. So I feel like a Norman Campbell or even a Kyle Dixon can. Well,
I'm at the handicap because I haven't seen Norman Campbell play in a long time, so I must tell you that. So I'm going off who I see play.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? I haven't seen Norman Campbell play in a while. Have you seen him recently?
No, not since recently, but not in recent times, but I've seen him before, so you know.
Yeah. Well, I hear him get much better now since him gone to Denmark. So, well, the coach go and pick his team still, but that's the team I like. You know, I wouldn't put Russell in there. Russell too slow for me. That is just my thing.
But is the thing is Latibodere, right? We've seen Latibodere in the midfield, and he doesn't particularly perform well.
Well, I think then you go with a back five then, if you want him to perform better.
But let me ask you this question, right? There's a big debate going around about Mikel Antonio. He doesn't score goals for Jamaica. Now, you have a Shamar Nicholson. He might not be getting a lot of minutes at his current team right now, Spartak Moscow, right?
Yeah.
But you can say that whenever he plays for Jamaica, he scores goals.
That is true.
So why your inclusion of a Mikel Antonio and not the inclusion of Shamar Nicholson?
Because Mikel Antonio can hold the ball better than Shamar. Shamar don't hold the ball that as good as Mikel Antonio. So Mikel Antonio can play off of other players.
But let me ask you a question. Against Cuba, right? More than likely, Jamaica will dominate possession of the ball. You're not necessarily looking for a striker to hold up the ball if you're going to predominantly dominate in possession across 90 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're more so looking for a striker to then, when you create opportunities, to put the ball in the back of the net rather than hold up the ball.
Well, yes, that is true. But remember, Shamar put himself in a good scoring position at all times. He have a knack for that. I give the game credit to that. But Shamar get 6 chances and score 2. You can make Anthony 2 chances, him score 1, or give him 4, him score 2. So when he have more opportunity to score, him score at a higher rate than Shamar. Shamar going to get a run still and will come on more than likely in the second half. I mean, depends on the score still, but he's going to be on, because I think the coach will make all 5 substitutions to see the plays that he has. Hopefully by the 60th minute, we should be up by 2 or 3 goals. So therefore, I'm going to bring on players to see how them look, because remember, you know, him don't know the players, seeing them play, eyeball them to pick him future squad in the next window.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think that there are going to be a lot of substitution, maybe in the midfield area where we want to find midfielders. But I think that Shamar is going to play. Mike Campbell is going to play. Who else just come in the team? Is there somebody? I don't think Reed is going to play. I didn't see Reed play for Cavaliers, so I don't think he's going to get a game. He might want to see the young youth play to Dixon. So there's a lot of players. Maybe Russell will get a run too. But
I think depending on the scoreline against Cuba, then we'll see a different type of team at a certain time in across the 90 minutes. You know.
Yeah, I think in the 60th minute, if we are up by 3 goals. 2 goals, I don't think so. 3 goals, you can have the game shut off. So if we're up by 3 goals in the 60th minute, if the score is only 1-0, then you're not going to see a lot of players play.
Yeah. This coming from me say Latibody in a midfield, next caller, and Norman Campbell is a natural winger.
Yeah.
I personally disagree with the Latibody in midfield.
So, but Latibody was one of the better players in the Copa. He make a Copa team, I think. Also our Copa team. He was the only player from Jamaica that made a team. So you can leave out your best player from the last window. You see, and put in. No, I think Latibody him play. He give him a role and play him role well. I see him growing to that CDM spot, but him is not the number 1 CDM. I think he would do better at centre half in a back 3, back 5.
Yeah.
But then no, and I want this coach to play my boy in the right position, one from Coventry. We just mentioned him name already. When I get
Casey Palmer.
Yeah, man. Play him, yeah.
Well, he's not at Coventry anymore, Hull City.
Oh, he's at Hull City now, sir. Okay,
yeah.
Well, yeah. So hopefully they play him in the right position.
Yeah, I think on the arguments, a lot of players they kind of play out of position, which never benefit us.
Yeah. So if you play the players in the position, I think you get a better game. Play the position with them now.
But before we move on, Mikey, in terms of this article from the Jamaica Observer surrounding, Dennis Chung coming out and talking about the lighting situation at the stadium. So basically saying that the lights are good, right?
Yeah.
But they're just waiting the official, documents from IPL, Independence Park Limited, to submit to Concacaf. You have full confidence that everything will be sorted for tomorrow, because last time, as you know, when they did say everything was going to be good for Dominican Republic game, the time of the game had to change. So you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, this is the problem I have. That these lights are put in about a month now, as far as are close to a month. I was in Jamaica since beginning of August, and it was put in before that. Why you wait until 2 days before to submit it? Therefore, something wrong. Just think about that. If this thing put in 3 weeks ago, you should have submitted 3 weeks ago. Why Independence Park wait until the day before to give you paper? You should get that paper 3 weeks ago. You know the game I got play from how much months ago. So therefore, do the paperwork long in advance so that them can come check and see if everything all right. If anything wrong, you can fix it. But the day before the game was play 4 o'clock tomorrow then.
Because God forbid, like how the world stay, you can like email everything and so, but God forbid the Wi-Fi got chip out at the JFF officer,
No, but
you never know.
Why, if the thing ready a month ago, if the lights put in a month ago, or 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, why you wait until the 2 days before to send the paperwork? You understand what I say?
Because even against the Dominican Republic a couple months ago, leading up to that game, they said that the lights were supposed to arrive in the island for the weekend, and then
right.
Even
the sports minister said, she said that the lights going to be in. You remember that, So therefore the lights is put in from Damrek game, which was about 2 months ago, about the June window. 2-3 months ago, the lights put in. Why you wait until 48 hours before, 24 hours before to send thing to Concacaf? That should have sent from beginning of August. And and the game said, so what they're going to do now? Tell people who at work who buy tickets for 7 o'clock game, so if leave work early for watch the game. That is not fair. And give back the people their money. That's not fair to the people who spend their money and can't leave work early. You don't leave work, they may lose them work. That is foolishness. And they must stop it.
Well, hopefully that's not the case for tomorrow. You get me? Because as him say, once the documents are submitted,
we're praying. Based on the JFF record, sometimes you know that you have to really pray and bite your finger them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, you never know what will happen. I mean, you go there, tomorrow morning, you say the game will start 4 o'clock. And the people who buy them ticket for go 7 o'clock game and the party them supposed to have before the game now will start 1 o'clock. So people can't, so everybody will leave work half day. 12 o'clock we go watch the game. You know, that is foolishness, brethren. Foolishness. Them for do better than that. Them say them a professional, them a professional organization, but them not behave that way. And if Independence Park is doing that to them, then them will take it up with the sports minister, because the Independence Park supposed to do better than that. And stop embarrass the JFF.
Yeah, I think if anybody's kind of incompetent is Independence Park Limited, you know.
Yeah, then the JFF. Then I think the stadium is owned by the government, but run by Independence Park. So then for fire Independence Park and get somebody else around the stadium.
Yeah, but big up yourself still, Mikey.
Yeah, man. All right, go on.
Yeah,
man. Cool.
People, the link is in the comment section to call in, so you can just scroll up. The link is on the screen, so you can just scroll up in the comment section and click the link. We'll take some more comment section. One Jenna, big up yourself. Himself forward line, Omari Gray, Antonio, Norman Campbell. Midfield should be Karai, Russell, and Bobby Reed. Fair enough. Miguel Forbes, I don't remember you asking me about Tariq Magee. I'm not sure if details that Tariq Magee did finish as a football player. I mean, you see, people have a different opinion when they come to USL. You know, like you can be performing in the USL, but I don't know if it's a guarantee or it's a basis for you to get into the national team. You know, because the USL, with all due respect, is not. I mean, some people might say, "Oh, how like a JPL player can get into the national team, and a USL player can get into the national team." Personally, people have never sat down and watched a game in the USL. I've seen clips, and I think clips tell me enough of the quality that the USL is. I've watched the JPL on numerous occasions. I'm not going to say that it's better than the USL because I really and truly haven't watched the USL before, right? So I'm not going to really dig a hole for myself and, you know, commit suicide in that regard. You know what I'm saying? But other people can take that up in the comment section, right? I mean, also a lot of people advocate for Tariq Magee getting a chance in the national team, but some people say Tariq Magee get a lot of opportunities already in the national team, so we should just move on from him. And I think at times, like, it just comes a time where you just have to move on from certain players. You know, you can't just be always giving players a chance and a chance and a chance. Like, what I mean to give them a chance, then they perform, and then them go out with them perform, and then, you know, it's kind of a tricky one still. But we can move to the next topic, people. So yeah, that's it surrounding Cuba. My prediction for that game is a 3-0. You know, to be fair. Now, I want to head over to Isaac Hayden, people. So Isaac Hayden, the talk of the town, right? You know, Coach McClaren obviously knows Isaac Hayden. This person says USL is like a JPL 2.0. USL is basically just college kids playing pickup football, quality pitches, but average games. We'll have our next caller. Get on the caller before we move forward. Premier yourself and big up yourself.
Yes, my brother, blessings. You hearing me?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just in time to talk about Isaac Hayden as well, because I saw whereas is it a case which is going to commit himself to represent Jamaica?
That's what the article is basically saying. And then you had the president coming out yesterday or day before yesterday stating that his name is on the list of 6 or 7. However, we don't know the 4 players in which their documents are with Speaker at this time. So his documents could be with Speaker. You might never know.
Okay, and it's a good look, to be honest, because Isaac Hayden was a well-known player for Newcastle United as a DM, and we know that Jamaica needs somebody to play in that position. So with his experience that he's coming in with, I am hoping that he's in the same farm. Then it will be a good look for Jamaica in the midfield region.
Yeah,
man. So it is. I have nothing much to say in that case, but I am excited to see what is taking place here, because yes, our coach would like to recruit a few players, because of course we need for the national team to be boosted for the World Cup, but we don't know how fast these players will be coming in. And you know that the Nations League is going to start off tomorrow against Cuba. I heard you mention that your prediction is 3-0, but I don't know if Jamaica can score so many goals, but we're just hoping for the best for the team and just to see the continuation as to how well they can perform game in, game out.
Hold on, you say none of Jamaica can score 3 goals against Cuba?
Well, I mean, I see Jamaica score so much goals just like that, man. There's
How much Cuba rank people? How much Cuba rank? No, 170 some of them say.
All right. Remember, you know.
No, Premier, let me just battle you on that one. I can't buy that because listen, against Dominica, we score what? 4 goals against them?
A 4 score or 3 with this score.
How much should be people? 3 or 4? Matter of fact, we should have scored more in that game because Kaim Dixon and Shamanicas in them they get no chance. Right? So we did create opportunities. We just never like put with all of them, right? Against Dominican Republic at the national stadium, I don't think we created enough chances. We had like 2 or 3 or 4 opportunities. If you want to like the penalty where we score, then there was a penalty call. Then Shamanicas in this score in that game, right? Yeah, it was a 1-0 game. So we never really create enough. But listen, if we can't score 3 goals against Cuba, then I'm sorry.
All right. So
it's no disrespect to Cuba, but come on, it's Cuba. You can't score 3 against Cuba?
It is Cuba, but the thing is, you mentioned before that opportunities were being created. So it boils down to our players who are playing up front. Can they score the 3 goals? That is the thing, you know. So the prediction is not a problem, you know. It's just that I don't believe right now that the players can even score 3 goals. I have to see the consistency starting to roll in. Yes, of course, the opportunities were being created, but if they not score goals, we can't say 3-0. We can't say 3-0 now. Make them surprise me, put it that way. Make them surprise me. But we know so we can't beat Cuba 3-0. See?
I hear what I say, but
yeah, man.
I'm fully confident so we can put 3 past the Cubans. And it's no disrespect to them, but you're playing at home, man. Come on.
Yeah, man. They need to perform, of course. Just like if you watch a big team in the Premier League play against like a small team, 5-0, 6-0, I expect. So Jamaica need to make we know so yo, they can score 3-0, they can score 4, and they can score 5. So whenever
I mean, listen, we went to the semi-final of the Nations League last time around, right? Unlucky we got knocked out by the United States due to the own goal, and then subsequently them kind of just like took over after they made the substitutions, right? However, I'm not saying it's a must. I'm not hold a gun to the middle and say, yo, we don't have to score 3 against Cuba. Listen, I want a good performance by the team. I want us to dominate Cuba. The coach is asking for that. You know, he's asking for the team to take the game to Cuba. But I think with the quality that we possess, Norman Campbell, Jamal Lowe, Mikel Antonio, Shema Nicholson, Demarai Gray, Casey Palmer, I think I called Bobby Reed name before. I think we can score 3 goals against Cuba. You know, I don't think it's a big ask, you know, and it's at the national stadium. You need a good performance. And listen, if you want to get the fans back into the stadium, I think you have to play the opening game in a way or in a fashion in which you make a statement to win, whether it's by 2 or 3 goals, but a good performance overall to get fans to say, you know what, we can go and watch Jamaica now because at least we see something. You see me I say? But if I go struggle against Cuba, Jamaican fans are going to look at it and say, yo, we don't know if we can beat Cuba. Why am I going to take up my money and come watching it for and we can beat Cuba?
True, people don't want to waste their money because they foolish playing football. And besides, normally when teams get new coaches, you know, it turns out that the players will perform well. So then we can say by way of such historical evidence, then players will more so can drop a 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Marvin Ferran.
Yeah. But big up yourself still, Premier.
All right, me make Aaron. Respect for the talk.
Yeah. Jason Gunnar, big up yourself. See you in the comment section. So yeah, let me just move over to the Isaac Hayden thing, people. So as I was saying before, Isaac Hayden is the talk of the town. Since recently, you know, the president of the Jamaica Football Federation came out recently stating that his name is on the list of 6 or 7. However, we don't know the 4 players in which their documents are with Pika. His name could be in that list, or his documents could be with Pika, but we don't know at this moment in time. However, the headline of this article is Newcastle United set to let 2.5 million player leave on loan as he wants to play regularly. And this is Isaac Hayden on screen. It's saying that it's an exclusive Geordie boot boys. As you know, the response to Newcastle boys or Newcastle fans as the Geordies. Right now, so here it is. So Isaac Hayden set to leave Newcastle United on loan. Geordie boys understand that Isaac Hayden will be leaving Newcastle United on loan very soon, with the midfielder set to move to a club in Belgium or Turkey. We understand that Hayden is eager to play regular in first team football, with the 29-year-old set to commit his international future to Jamaica. Now, just to give you guys a backstory, remember a couple years ago in which Michael Ricketts stated that Isaac Hayden had reached out to start the process of getting his passport or whatever the case is. Now, from that time, nothing happened, right? Isaac Hayden also, he came out and stated that he didn't outright state that he no want play for Jamaica or whatever. He just said that he'll always believe that he can play for England, and until him legs them can't move anymore, then he will always believe, and that is what his mindset is, right? Now, listen, people, I've said a lot of things in life where I have been 100% defensive about it, in saying that me nah go backtrack from it, me stand power, me say whatever the case is. I'm just that type of person. It can be a detriment to an individual if you live your life in that sense, right? Now, in terms of Isaac Hayden saying this, people can always change their mind, right? Steve McClaren knows Isaac Hayden, and a lot of times, coaches talk to players and they can get them to change their mindset and their thought process surrounding certain situations. So even though Isaac Hayden did say that a couple years ago, maybe his mind can change. Maybe Steve McClaren can be someone that can change his mind and sell him a project to say that, Isaac, listen, find a club, play some football, and then, come and play for Jamaica. And as you guys saw yesterday in the show and in the article by the Jamaica Star, it stated that his name was on the list of 6 or several players that the JFF is looking at. On the list was Max Aarons, Ben Godfrey, Isaac Hayden, Tyreek Mitchell, Mason Greenwood, Morgan Gibbs-White, and I think I left out a player. I don't think I left out a player actually. But let's exclude Morgan Gibbs-White in that sense. So Mason Greenwood, his papers, we already know that the process has already started. I think there's also one player that I left out. Sorry, Reece Nelson. I think that his papers are being started as well. I strongly believe that Reece Nelson papers are being started. And I think that if I was supposed to pick like the next 2 players, I would say it's like Isaac Hayden and maybe I don't even know how to choose people. I mean, we can't just call any name once it's not Morgan Gibbs-White, But I'll just be guessing at that point, you know what I'm saying? But this is a report coming from the Geordie Boot Boys about Isaac Hayden. So he's looking for a club, and it will either be in Belgium or Turkey. I realize that there's an influx of players going over Turkey since recently that are free agents or that need a club, right? So yes, I'd say that we understand that Hayden is eager to play regular first team football, with the 29-year-old set to commit his international future to Jamaica. Listen, Isaac Hayden would be a good addition to Jamaica. He's 29, still has a lot to give to football, if I'm being honest. And yeah, Jamaica, we've always wanted Isaac Hayden over the years, but he has always held firm that he wants to play for England, and he'll always believe that he can play for England until him foot them can't move anymore, right? Obviously, him foot them still move. So, remember them beat the under-23. Yeah, Cuba did beat the Jamaicans 3-0 recently. That was the under-20 at least. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the report surrounding Isaac Hayden from Newcastle United. And he has been at Newcastle United for some reason, people. Now, let me just switch over to the next report that we have. So, Omari Hutchinson, right? Some people might say this is karma for rejecting Jamaica or whatever the case is. I'm not going to go so far. I mean, I wish no injury on the man still. Is it me I say? But yeah, so Omari Hutchinson. So the headline is Hutchinson out of England under 21s. So Blues forward Omari Hutchinson has returned to town from the England under 21 squad for medical assessment. The 20-year-old, who has previously won full caps with Jamaica, was named in the England under 21 squad for the first time alongside teammate Liam Dillop, who has won 5 under 21 caps, scoring 1 goal. And I think Dillop did score over the weekend against Fulham as well, a wonderful goal. However, the FA has revealed the former Chelsea man and a number of other players have now returned to their clubs. The list includes Harvey Elliott from Liverpool, Omari Hutchins from Ipswich, Jadon Philander from Aston Villa, Sam Tickle from Wigan Athletic, initially reported to St. George's Park earlier this week, but have now returned to their clubs for further medical assessment, a statement reads. The England youngsters take on Northern Ireland in an under-21s European Championship qualifier in Ballymena. I think it's Ballymena, actually, on Friday, then face Austria in a friendly at Kenilworth Road next Monday. People, remind me again in the comment section. Which team play Kenilworth Road again? Which team? It's not Leeds. No, I'm gonna think of Leeds. Think it might be Leeds, Might be mistaken still. Let me just check quickly. Which team play Kenilworth Road? I think it's Leeds. I might be mistaken, to be honest. I don't think it's not Leeds. No, not Leeds. Luton. Oh, Luton. My bad. Luton Town people. Yeah, so they'll face Austria in the second game. Yeah, in the second game. So, I mean, listen, I don't really have any thoughts on Omari Hutchinson, to be honest, people. I mean, he made his decision. Some people might say this is a blessing in disguise because when October comes again, then maybe we can select him. But I don't know about that, people. I think Omari has his eyes set for England. So I'm not going to bash the ball or anything like that if I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to really chastise him in any sense. Who am I to chastise Omari for selecting England? I mean, surely I would have wanted him to play for Jamaica, but I just think that sometimes we waste our energy in terms of going after some of these players that decide to play for England. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is surrounding Omari Hutchinson deciding to play for the England under-21s, and now he pulled out and he's heading back to his club for assessment surrounding a medical situation. So, big up to Omari Hutchinson. He was the man of the match for Ipswich against Fulham. Had somewhat of a good performance against the boys down Craven Cottage, right? But yeah, people, the link is in the comment section. CC Sports Lab, call in and give your thoughts. I don't say I have nothing to say on CC. Just drop the link, CC. You can call in and talk about the lighting situation at the stadium, or Isaac Hayden. So you leave a comment about Hayden in the comment section. CC say Hayden can stay home, He's a punk. I mean, when they kind of use the word punk, it's a problem, but when other people do it, it's not. Chop. Same way like how Joel Matip says not needed in the national team because he wasn't there when they fought to go World Cup. So Jamaica should start to do them English player here. Get what I say, chop. CC, big up yourself. You might mute it.
Big up.
Yeah, bless up.
Yeah, so question, no pressure. This Hayden thing, right? Isaac
Yeah.
Hayden. I remember when he said he wanted to play for England in 2019, right? And then I think 2021 it was stated that he reached out to Jamaica. So my thing is this: why is it that if in 2021 he reached out to Jamaica, that's 3 years ago, the process would have not taken place at that point in time, given that he would have been one of the easiest persons to get because his father is Jamaican. It's not like you're going through a grandmother or a grandfather.
I mean,
and I heard him on an interview when even unless this wasn't a recent interview, I think I heard him on an interview where he was expressing his interest to still play for England, and I was like, you're 29 years old now. Like, if 2021, 3 years ago, you would have been 26. Why did it take so long for him to now fully commit?
I mean, even with that thing about him reaching out, I did a video yesterday. I think it was a live stream where someone that said like them not believe Ricketts because Ricketts did say a couple years ago that for him did reach out and we never see anything come to fruition in that sense, So people can have it against Mr. Ricketts that him kind of basically tell a lie. That's what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? No, it might be true that he reached out because you even hear John Obi Mikel recently spoke about how normally when players don't want to play for Nigeria, they reach out to the federation and stating that they want to play. So I don't think it's far-fetched that Isaac Hayden did reach out. But the big question is, why hasn't the process started? Why didn't it start then? And why is it probably starting now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's the dynamics of it. I just can't understand because at this point in time, right, he's not even say, for example, you want to say his age. I think he's still a Newcastle player, if I'm not mistaken, but he's on loan with Queen's Park Rangers, right?
Yeah. No, he's going on loan again.
He's going on loan again.
Yeah, Queen's Park, I think, was last season.
Oh, but where did he go on loan this season? Because I don't see anything in the transfer window that said.
No, in the headline it's saying Isaac Hayden set to leave Newcastle United on loan, and this was like a couple hours ago.
Oh.
So either to a club in Belgium or Turkey.
So that's what you know. The thing, the reason why I'm ask per se is that when it comes down to like some of the players committing, I find that when the players them gone down to lesser leagues, that's when some of them the action of them coming to play for Jamaica has taken place. And I'm wondering if when a player goes to a lesser league, or those that indicate that that his skill level is waning, as to why he's down in a lesser league. So we're getting a lesser version of the player, as opposed to a prime version of the player.
I mean, that's a good question. Kind of hard to answer in the sense that, like, I mean, players go to lesser leagues for various reasons. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like the Saudi league is a lesser league to an extent, right? But we know some players move over there for money to an extent. You get what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that the player is like not a good player, because you still have quality players that play for the national team in Saudi. In terms of the Belgian Pro League, I've never like really watched it before, so I can't speak on the quality. I know that they produce good players, like it's a developmental league. So obviously Isaac wouldn't be going there to develop. You know, he's 29, he's not in the Newcastle plan, so he's looking to just play football in general. You know what I'm saying? But in the context of Jamaica, right? I think the coach has to set a standard in terms of the players that he wants and the quality that he's looking for, to then know who he is selecting. Because we can just look at a player and say, oh, he's a quality player. But if there's a certain standard set by the coach or set by us as fans, then maybe Isaac Hayden by name or by the club is associated with, like Newcastle, isn't a player that can add to this team. You get me, I say?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. To be honest though, I wouldn't like to get him in the process, to start the process so he could be eligible to play for Jamaica. I would not that process, because that would be another option. But unlike some fans, I don't think it is an automatic thing. Like if you let them start the process in getting documentation and he's there eligible. So once you look at him and his club and he's playing well, then the coach, in terms of the coach now selecting him, it's on that. Where because there's this thing about merit. So if he's to be selected, and when we're looking at other younger players, like probably let's say a Cover or Splatter or one of those guys, I think those guys, to me, if they are playing, depending on if they're playing and he's playing, which one of them is playing at a higher level, which one would we want to integrate in the team?
Yeah. And I think and this is one criticism I have with us as Reggae Boyz fans, right? I think there's a problem with us where it's like, just because a player is, and I'm not saying, oh, like, this is not saying, oh, like, I'm being an advocate for a JPL player to get into the squad going forward or whatever the case is, right? But I think some of us are blinded by the fact that just because a player plays in like the championship or plays in like the Premier League means that, like, once they're attached to Jamaica, like them can play, means that, like, yes, they're the answer. You know what I'm saying? Because if the coach is like a defensive coach, you're not necessarily looking to, obviously you want attacking players, right? Because you have to score goals, etc. But not every player, just by name, because they play in the Premier League, will fit the profile of the national team, because the philosophy of every coach will always be different. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure if Hallgrimson could have selected, say that you could like, say that it was a case where Hallgrimson could have just select any player for play for Jamaica, vast majority of these players that we see wouldn't be in the team. You know what I'm saying? Because his philosophy is different, and his philosophy with these groups of players just couldn't work because they're not that.
You know, say if you that thing, Presser, in the last 5 years, right? I think Jamaica has been to if we should look at between 2015 and now, Jamaica has been to 2 Gold Cup finals, and I think they have been to 4, if not 5, semi-finals in that space of time. They have been to the semi-final 4 times, been to the final twice. You understand? Plus the Nations League, we have been to the semi-final. So even though that, like when people look at our team, even though some people will say we're not maximizing in terms of our achievement to qualify for our World Cup, it's not like we are the worst team in the region. At one point in time, 4-3-3, you remember that Canada had to play the qualification round in order to get into the final round to go to the World Cup. And I think that's why I was kind of upset at how Jamaica failed to qualify for the World Cup, because Canada qualified and Canada had to go a longer route in order to qualify. And we were in the final round because we were a better team. We were higher ranked in the Concacaf and we were higher ranked in FIFA. Right? And we don't get that ranking based on we just go out there and get the ranking. We have to play for the ranking. And because of the accumulation of competition that we were making the semifinals for, we were ranked higher than Canada. And
Yeah.
I think that's one of the frustrating things. Like Jamaica has always been a pretty decent team in terms of the player personnel that we have. But I think it always comes down to the philosophy and the style of play that we are, the style of play that is out there on the pitch that we're not.
And let me just address this comment, right? CC, come on, talk to you about the style of play thing, because Halgrims was asked about that, right? And on 2 occasions he was asked about that as well. MG did ask him recently, and he was asked again about it. But Conrad Smith said, we're acting like what Big said. And, you know, I don't like when, I mean, obviously I respect Conrad coming, but I don't like when people like say that, because any team they have to have a standard. You get me? I say, CC?
Yes.
There has to be a requirement that players have to meet to play for the country, right? So, I mean, is Canada a big team? No, but them have standard. Is the way say like the best team in football? No, but they have standards, you know. And this is why like the expectation can be so high that they're blinded by the fact that okay, we're not that good, but them just want to accomplish a lot, you know. Us Jamaicans, we want to accomplish a lot in football, but also you have to have a standard. So, I mean, so just because a man playing at the championship and play for this team, like automatically he gets into the team because he qualifies for playing for Jamaica. No, because I mean, I disrespect nobody, but yeah, some ball out there when I go to CC. Trust me. I just the truth.
But you know what, I tell somebody this the other day, 433 is that if you come from Aruba and you play football, chances are you have people who will say, yo, that man is better than anything what Jamaica have. And that is the problem that I have in 433. Like anybody else in the world that plays football is better than Jamaica. I think you see when I listen to a lot of persons, Presser, I believe like Jamaica is the worst team. If you listen to some people, Jamaica is the worst team that plays football. The worst team. And Jamaicans are the worst footballers in the world. If I'm wrong, you can correct me, Presser, but that's what I get when it comes down to a lot of discussions, right? You have Dominica, who we played the other day. And I can tell you, when we had the locals, that team, majority of locals, and we were playing against Dominica should have gotten 6.
I must have let them back in the game too, you know. I must let them back in the game now. Would he create a lot of chances?
I understand that we almost let them back in the game. But I just try to show you that we almost let them back in the game. But it just shows you, even with the majority of local contingent, Dominica should have gotten 6. So yes, we have stuff to work on. But if somebody should look at that Dominica team and say that that team is a better team than Jamaica, would Jamaica be twice with majority of local players? Then how is it that you're basically saying that Dominica produces better football players than Jamaica overall? And then if you look at Aruba, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, any one of these countries, when they play football, I'm telling you, like once a team comes up and play football, Presser, it's almost like Jamaicans who play football are just not good enough. And I think that's where they need to deviate from, because I think if you're looking at football now, in the modern way of football is it's more coaching. Like coaches have dominated the game where they basically dictate to players what they want them to do on the field. Like they say, oh, do a 30-yard sprint, get there, with the ball in the box, right? But before it used to be like individualism. Like you have a set of players who have this individual skill trait, and even though the coach is still going out there and doing strategy, they have the ability to. There are more persons have the ability to have a free role in the team, as in to express themselves. Not saying that you want everybody to express themselves. And I think it's more of a robotic systematic type of football now. And I think that's where Jamaica is struggling. While Jamaican players are not used to the systematic style of football.
And even stick up in on that CC, right? Quick commercial break, people. People, appreciate the support, said way. Kindly people, 28 likes on the video. Not good enough. Just get the likes up, people. But I appreciate like a 50 likes or more. Obviously like 100, but I take a 50 people, you know. Yeah, so people, just stop what you're doing, hit that like button, subscribe to the channels if you're new. It's streaming on Gunnaz and 433 Presser. So if you unsubscribed recently due to that situation, I would kindly ask you to resubscribe, people. If you're new, subscribe as well. You know, share thoughts in the comment section. And to your point, CC, right? Once again, people, just please hit the like button. To your point, you know what Coach Omari said before he left? He said that Jamaicans were based around individuality. You get me, I say? And I know this Jamaicans, you know, it's just that is how will grow up in terms of doing certain things, and you can see it on the football pitch. And I think that's what beat us over the years. Because, like, look at the simple philosophy of football in Jamaica when they just play regular football on weekend, right? One man just want to do everything. One man want defend, one man want create the chances, and one man want score. You get me? I say?
Yes.
And if, due to the fact that we lack coaching in Jamaica at least a couple years ago, and even out to a certain extent, when you don't have coaches to break that out of players and it matriculates over to them becoming semi-professional or professional football players, it's a detriment to them and it's a detriment to the team. So, with a, as you say now, coaches more control how teams play rather than players, right?
Yes.
And with a coach like Steve McClaren, hopefully he can be someone that really gets the cohesiveness with this team. And even Hargrimson, I know a lot of people bashing, but he did speak some truth in his tenure. Even before he left as well, leading up to the Copa America, he did an interview in which the guy had asked him about, oh, why is it that like the Panama and these teams tend to play better football than Jamaica? And he said, yes, Panama on paper, they might not have better individual players compared to like the likes of a Jamaica. However, they're more players as a team, etc., where Jamaica, I'm not saying we don't really play as a team, but sometimes there's individuality in the team.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
More cohesive unit. For example,
yeah.
All right, I'm put it like this. And I think this is where I even Liam Bill, and I don't want to divert your conversation, but I think this is where Liam Bill is struggling as well. We have this thing, pressure, and I think you see it when we play like even football or we play it in Jamaica. Where if you're not rate a man, you're not passing the ball. So when Jamaica is playing, not everybody is all right. So for example, if England is playing, everybody plays in the English Premier League. You know, England is not picking any championship player. So while everybody is playing in the English Premier League, a man can say, oh, you're playing in the English Premier League, you're on my level. So I can't say to Presser that, Presser, you're not on my level because you play in the championship, right? But we play in the same league, so we consider that there's no, how are you going to say that I'm not on your level when both of us play league? Unless one of us is playing Champions League and one of us is not. But outside of that, we've all played in the same league. We're facing the same competition week in, week out. Put it now, you're in the national team, and for example, Leon has the ball and he's trying to dribble down the side, and he's like, you see, for example, you would see an Alex Marshall on the pitch, and Tyreek Magee then on the pitch, but Tyreek Magee is not playing at that high level. So rather than to pass the ball to Tyreek Magee, you just dribble and lose the ball. The easier option was that would have to be to pass the ball. But you're saying that you don't rate the skills of this player because of where the play. This is just the thinking behind it. But I've seen this happen where if you come to play football and a person don't rate you like you, you never used to go JC, you never used to go KC, you used to probably go Ascot high. No, until you get the ball and do something individual style, that's only when people recognize you and say, all right, well, pass the ball, give it. But the persons who will there pass it to JC player, a KC player, because these are the schools who have won money cup, so they would think that, all right, these players should be footballers. So that's the thinking that I feel like when they look at the structure of the team. A lot of times you see it, they have the ball in defense. They're not passing the ball to the person in midfield. They're moving the ball up. You know why? Because they don't rate the midfielder. You understand what I said?
But you think professional players think like that actually?
I mean, professional, they think like that. Because it shouldn't be the case now, but I think they are still individuals. And if you think, a lot of players think like that when they are younger. If they don't rate you, they're not passing the ball and get them a dribble. And I think, I can speak from a Jamaican perspective where if they don't rate you, they're not passing you the ball, right? So unless you display something to them, or you can show them your credentials or where you play ball at. But I don't think professional players should think like that. But when you see Jamaica play pressure, why is it that we can't pass the ball from the midfield, from the defense to the midfield? Why
I think a lot of times we bypass the simple passes. And I mean, when we say bypass the simple passes, like, Damien, if you're listening, you're one of the main man them will love bypass the midfield. Yeah. Yes. And the simple passes, and you make you think like, why can't we just make a simple pass? You know what I'm saying? It's just like when we look for Manchester United, like, just do the simple things. You know, like, if you don't have it in your locker, do the simple things. You get me? I say? But when you force the issue now, you turn over back the ball and you put pressure on yourself again. And that's what Jamaica has done over some period of time now.
For example, I remember Zinchenko talking about his inverted, or he played the inverted wing back role, right? And he said
Yeah.
every time he gets into position, he will give the Saka the ball at least 50 times. Saka has a 1v1, and he will try to take on the defender, but he will come infield. If he's coming infield, he's trying to pull the midfielder and probably pull his marker, which is the winger, which means that he can whip the ball outside and Saka has a 1v1 against the defender, right? And if he is going on the flank and then he tries to pull his marker, then the midfielder will come in to collect it and you create a triangle here. And you either pass it to the midfielder or you pass it to the other defender, they pass it around. They pass around the press. But when you're looking at our team, we're not playing around the press or we're not playing through the press. They're playing the ball to the person that they feel is the best footballer or the better player. What you have to play is 11 men on the field, right? Presser is 11 persons on the field. And no matter the league that the player is playing in, you have to give him the ball every single time. So if Dixon is making his run in the position and you have to give him the ball 50 times because he's being available in the position 50 times, you put the ball on him 50 times. The coach is the one who is going to dictate. All right, Dixon get the ball 25 times and Dixon lose the ball 15 out of the 25. Here what happened? Never take him off of the field and put a different player in the position. You understand what I'm saying, Presser? The coach is supposed to dictate. The coach is supposed to dictate.
Oh, yeah.
The personnel who him go remove or replace. If somebody is getting the football every single time in a certain position and they're not making use of the football. But I think sometimes the players dictate who is supposed to get the football. And I think that's where we go wrong. When they move the ball up the field and they're not playing it in midfield. The midfielders, we're going to say that these midfielders don't look good. They don't look good because they don't have the ball. They cannot look good if they don't have the ball.
But one thing more address CC, right? And people, it just clicked back to my mind about the press conference. I'm just want to talk to you about the press conference, right? I will have an next call on. But Hal Grimsey said something when asked about the long ball situation, CC. As I say, and the man said people that him not call it long ball, him call it long pass. You have any comments on that? Because it almost seems like to me that will be a feature in this team, but him just redefine it and call it long pass instead of long ball, you know? Because he was talking about how sometimes like a team pressing you need to play that ball over the top or whatever the case is, right? However,
you can have long pass. I think you can have long pass now, but long pass is dictated by if you have the personnel to do it in terms of making that long diagonal pass. Like, you know, Pirlo would drop back deep, and Pirlo is an attacking midfielder, but he's a deep line playmaker. So he's playing the number 6, but he's actually a number 10 in the number 6 role. But he has the ability and the range to spray the ball in several areas. So when Pirlo,
but then again, it would come down to whether or not we have those players, you see me?
That is the thing. So I'm saying if we don't have the player with the technical capabilities of spraying a pass long to Antonio up top, where Antonio will get the ball 70 times, like it's a 50-50 ball. But 7 out of every 10 passes we make, Antonio will be able to collect that pass. Then it doesn't make any sense. We try to play that ball. If we don't have the personnel enough, we can't do long pass. Long pass requires a deep line playmaker, and we don't have a deep line playmaker. So it's better to do short passes and build up from the back and play through the press.
I think that's a good response because it even reminds me of like Edison at Manchester City, where he doesn't play a long ball, he plays a long pass that literally finds the player. You get me? I say, and City by that one long pass can score a goal. You know them way there.
Yeah,
and
strategic ball. Like you're playing above the press. You're playing basically bypassing midfield, but you do it strategically. They have periods in the game where Edison will do the short passes, right? And then they have a period in the game where Alan makes himself open, available, and beats the defender in terms of like they set up the team away where the midfield draws in the opposition's defense, and then Edison put the ball over the top, Alan runs on it, right? So I think if we are doing that, where our midfield is pulling the defense in, and then you realize that Mikel Antonio is making himself available as an outlet, and we have 2 wingers on the flank. So when Mikel Antonio gets it, he's either heading it to the winger to the right, or he's putting it to the winger to the left because it's in the air. Then we can do it like that, but if we don't have the player to do that or with the technical capabilities, then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. You have any more thoughts before we move on?
No, you can move on.
All right, but just leave your last comment in terms of the lighting situation at the stadium. You did tune in when we talked about that?
Oh yeah, you were saying I didn't tune in, but you can refresh me in terms of the lighting.
All right, so basically, Dennis Chung spoke with the Jamaica Observer, and he was saying that the light is good, right, in terms of producing the 1,000 lumens. However, they're waiting at the time when this was published. They were waiting on some documents or something to submit to Concacaf to just show them that, like, so Concacaf can get them to go ahead to say that, all right, the game is good to go. So,
but I think they would have rectified the lighting situation by now. I think they said they.
no, the light is good,
Yeah.
but in terms of like the testing to certify to say that okay, it's producing like
Oh, the luminaries, the
So basically, what the article is saying is like let me see. So, Jamaica Football Federation General Secretary Dennis Chung is assuring the public that the lights at the National Stadium have been certified by the relevant authorities, and the Reggae Boyz Concacaf Nations League game against Cuba on Friday at 7 p.m. will not be affected. However, Chung says that the new lights were installed just before the Dominican Republic game in June, and these lights have recently been tested, and they are now awaiting the relevant documents to submit to Concacaf. So when this was published, he was stating that at that time they were waiting on the documents to submit to Concacaf.
But then it's kind of too late because right now that's so does this.
But him say once it's submit before the game, then them good.
Yeah. So that no, but the game is 7 p.m. tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the only problem I would say with this lighting is that if later in the day we get an announcement that the game changes from 7 p.m., then it just comes back down to the administration behaving crappy because any home game in Jamaica, presser, should not be earlier than 6 o'clock. No home game in Jamaica in the National Stadium should be earlier than 6 o'clock if they want to get people in the stadium. You cannot have a 3:30 game. It doesn't make any sense because a lot of people have jobs, people work, and work finishes at 4:30, 5 o'clock for a lot of persons, right? So they need to start out the whole lighting thing where
and even to that, right? He said, and just quote him in here, so him say, we are just waiting on the official report because that is what Concacaf wants. And the key word is I suspect that might be done by now. So he's suspecting that it might be done by now. As long as we submit it before the game on Friday, then all should be well and everything should be okay.
Oh,
so as me tell people, I'm 90% confident that everything is fine, but obviously when the words suspect and all them things are thrown around, then
the next thing now, Preston, this is what the Gen Tech should be worrying about. These are the matters that we should be discussing and leave football matters alone, as in the football personnel. For example, Leon Bailey, leave out them conversation there and talk about these things. Yeah, man, because every time I come and twist up some other things, I think Gunnaz should be the one to discuss when it comes down to technical matters and personnel and the coach and those people, and then the Gen Tech should deal with these type of matters, administrative matters. You understand what I say? Like, it just goes to, remember you're the general secretary, you're supposed to deal with the administrative day-to-day operation of the thing. And those are the persons who deal with the technical aspect. So if a player decline a third decline to come and stuff, I'm not thinking that you should be the one to discuss those things. It should be the coach or the technical committee. Leave out the things alone.
And I think what we've seen as well with the JFF is that 1 minute Dennis Chung comes out and says something, then the next minute Mr. Speed says something, and it's like what's the word now? What the word be now? I'm lost it in my mind of people. But it not I try to find it. Not say it goes against the grain, but you wonder who's telling the truth in that sense. You get me? I say? Because at one point somebody said a letter must be written, then you hear at the press conference say, well, going forward, and you get me? I say, like, you just never know. So as I say, like, Dennis Chung kind of must leave the personal football issues alone when it comes down to players and just focus on the operating of the JFF and certain things in regards to like public relations. You get me? I say?
Yeah, that is what like with the public relations side of it and the operational side of it, but the technical side of it, I think you should just leave those alone. Like if they like, for example, when you ask Mr. Speed a question, he will say, I'm not in charge of that section. So
yeah,
if
exactly.
they ask you a question, you're not in charge of that section. Like, you understand what I said? Not because you work at the entity means that you cover everything. you cover a specific side of it, like the operations and those things. You can discuss those things. So you should not discuss matters that are not in your remit. And that's just a simple thing, because when you do that, and when you have two different people speaking on the same matter, then it becomes it creates this level of controversy within the space, and then people all over the mainstream media and also the mainstream, not traditional media, and the new media, they take it and twist it, and it turns into something different. And I think that's one of the things that they need to work on. But that's my final thing. But I think tomorrow, everything should go well, man. As I said, the lighting, I don't think they should probably have any major issues. We'll take their word for that until, if otherwise information comes up where the game has to be changed, then them get them beaten and deservedly so.
Yeah. All right. Bless up, CC.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, people. So that was CC Sports Lab. You can also go over there and subscribe to his channel, CC Sports Lab, people. But people, before we continue the show, because we kind of come to the end right now, since we cover everything, people just go ahead. Think of 39 likes. Let me just check the likes, people, because I appreciate the likes, people, and we don't need some more likes. 39 likes, did actually 50 people. But I know somebody can give me 100. I'm checking Gunnaz YouTube channel, because it's also being streamed on the Gunnaz YouTube channel. People, drop in prediction at the comment section. Prediction. I never see the predictions for anyone. Just drop the predictions in the comment section, people, as it regards to the game tomorrow. What is the prediction for tomorrow, people? 30 likes on the Gunnaz YouTube channel, people. Can get it up to 50. So get it up to 50, people. I definitely appreciate that. But we get the predictions in the comment section. And big up to Dicanio as well, who gave out some tickets recently. He gave out some tickets recently. So he gave out 4 tickets for the upcoming game tomorrow. So big up to Dicanio for that. Kamar Sutton said Jamaica 3-0. Yeah, that's my prediction as well. Brazilina said, is that article from today? Yeah, this article is from today. Today's what, the 5th? Yeah, yeah, it's from the 5th. Yeah, today. It never have a time still, but it's from today. See it here? Well, it's not on screen. My bad. Let me just put it up on screen. Yeah, the article is from today, people, as it regards to what Dennis Chung had to say. So yeah, it's from the 5th. So it was written by Robert Bailey, staff reporter at the Jamaica Observer. Real Madrid, the device is not connected. I don't know how I'm going for that still. But yeah. So yeah, somebody said 3-0 in the comment section. I'm going with 3-0 as well. Brazil, what is score prediction for tomorrow? Smurf, score prediction for tomorrow. Smurf said, when was the last time we saw a Jamaican player score a hat-trick? People, I'm young to the Jamaican football, so they can't beat me for this, but who's the last player that scored a hat-trick for Jamaica? That's a good question. Most of the elders will definitely know that. Mikey Barlin said 4-0 to Jamaica. 4-1 to Jamaica. Yeah, people, who's the last player to score a hat-trick for Jamaica? That's a really, really good question. Really, really good question. I know Shamar Nichols are probably the last player to score 2 goals for Jamaica against Canada. But who's the last player? I would I'm not gonna make a guess. People. Luton Shelton. Probably, yeah, I was gonna say Luton Shelton because I know he's the record scorer for Jamaica, so I'm not gonna say him. But I never want to make a wild guess. But Luton Shelton, and I suspect that is like over maybe like a decade ago. Or yeah. And RIP to Luton Shelton as well. Somebody said King. Which King? But yeah, RIP to Luton Shelton. And people, before me end the live stream, I've always said, I was having a discussion with a friend recently. My favorite Jamaican football player is Darren Mattox, people. Actually got to see Darren Mattox play. And one thing I was not pleased with, people, was a couple years ago when we went to the Gold Cup final against Mexico. I think the Mexicans did beat us 3-1. Darren Mattox came on, scored in that game. And I never have to say Winford Schaefer never started, because leading up to that game, Darren Mattox was one of our best players. But Darren Mattox is my favorite Reggae Boyz player. One Real Madrid, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, Presta. Why pray?
Good.
Thing that me want to address CC. See, me upon the work say, no mind the nice if you hear some nice in.
Yeah.
I want to address CC real quick, Damage. You see, me feel like the biggest thing when me I look for from the coach, bro. I feel like me I look for half the ball movement from the player them. You get me?
Yeah.
With Al Grimson, never say much off the ball movement. It's like you see yeah, watch these same set of players in a Premier League and other leagues, and you see them half the ball movement good. Seeing, but whenever them come to the Jamaican team, you never see them moving off the ball, and when them play a pass, them a run back in a space again to receive the ball again to make the ball progress forward. You understand me? It's like a man come boom, take a one knock, and you know see them move in a space again. You look on the whole of the space when you watch.
So you can hear me? Real Madrid, you can hear me? People, you can hear me, right? Think you lose it, Real Madrid. People in the comment section, tell me if you can hear me. Think my thing good still, just Real Madrid connection. Real Madrid. Now film connection, people. Jamaican family vibes, big up yourself. Only Dixie is mastering off the ball movement. Yeah, I kind of agree in the sense that, well, as we say, people just want to win tomorrow. I don't really place a big emphasis on style of play for tomorrow specifically. Just want to see a good performance. Obviously, Steve McClaren did say that, over the couple of days, he has shown them one and two things. So hopefully they can carry that into the game tomorrow. You can see like what the coach is trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think tomorrow's game we have to say like we have to see a style of play per se or whatever the case is. The coach is really looking for a good performance. Real Madrid, have you?
Yeah, man. You hear me now?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So me I say to you, say, bro, my biggest thing when I look for from the coach, bro, are the off the ball movement from the player them. You get to me, I say, I want him to, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I want him to carry a system, bro, when you can say, yo, watch I saw me want to see, I connect with each other on the field. When you get the ball and a man knock the ball going, I don't want to run well left the ball, stand up, run in a position and receive back the ball and then progress the ball, bro. You get to me, I say, that cause the long ball playing, bro, because guess what, when a man look, when time I'll pin up, then get the ball, and when they look, then you see no man come for the ball, bro. Them have to boot up the ball in the game, brother. You get to me, I say? Because if him hold the ball too long, a man would have come pick him pocket and take it where then know the whole of Jamaican cause and say, yo, him should I kick out the ball. No, bro. This is what I want to see the coach come try. See if him can get the team in that more tactical passing way, bro. Cause when you watch the Premier League, bro, and you watch the big league them with the player them in night, bro. Yeah, see the man them have half the ball movement, brother. You get to me, I say, a man knock the ball, they see them running here one day, if I saw them, a man couldn't play ball, and when they forward at Jamaica, bro, you know, see them half the ball movement, them a turn up a weight on the ball and them thing, bro. The whole of we play on the side, bro, I have it and say, yo, watch we have to running at the space, them, and we can't stop running until the halftime whistle blow or the 90-minute whistle blow, bro. And that are the mentality, brother. You see me? So you see the moment one we give up, bro, that will be more pressure upon the other 10 players, them, bro. You get what me I say? So that have to be the mentality, bro. We have to know if we pass triangular pass to brother. Because at them they decide them a use a way I play, bro, or get rid away, bro. The man them can find the half the ball movement, them brother running at the space, them brother, and that always a mash way up tactically, brother. And no lack of the talent, them, bro. The man them just now run half the ball movement, them now running at the space them one time we don't half the ball, and that always I go mash up side and always I go bring pressure upon side, bro. You see me I say? But me not stay too long, bro. You know, say I want Jamaica same way youth, and for the players them when me hear say I coming at the side, bro, them only can make the team better, brother. Me just want to put that out there, bro, to some of the man them, bro. We want some of the player them we are coming. We actually want them to come and play with their heart, bro. We don't want them just come and say, yo, a World Cup inside, sure, if we got a World Cup and them come take a cap. No, we want them forward and we want them mind and their heart in the blowout thing, brother. Because if them mind and heart not in the thing, it not go work for them. You see me I say? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big up yourself, man. Press me a jump
Alright,
out
bless up.
there.
Alright, bless up. People, Smurfs to get the life to 50 likes. People, I'm imploring you, just like when the politician forward and him imploring you for vote, the only difference is him grease some people pocket for vote. You see me I say? Now the money for grease nobody pocket for hit the like button. But me just imploring the people, to support us, just hit that like button, get the live to 50 likes or even more. Definitely would appreciate that. Maybe some people busy and can't really touch the like button. But me take the last comment before we end the live stream. Wayne Thomas, big up yourself. Do you know what will happen if they submit the lighting documents to Concacaf? Play the game before getting a response from Concacaf, and then when they get a response, the lighting not up to standard. I mean, as Dennis Chung said, once it is submitted before the game, before kickoff, then everything is good. You know what I'm saying? But it cannot just weird that everything is being done last minute because the game is tomorrow. And, you know, I mean, you know, with sporting events, you don't do things last minute. I know that the JFF does not control, you know, Independence Park Limited, but come on, man, something must can be done better, like moving forward in the future. You know what I'm saying? And if it's the IPL's fault as to why the document is being submitted late, then we have to I'm not gonna say curse them. Curse is the wrong word, but we have to call them out on that. To get me answer, because that is just unacceptable. Because and the government should do better as well, because they essentially own the stadium. You know, you cannot have a team that represents the country, and every time we have a major sporting event or a match or whatever the case is, there's uncertainty. You know, so the government has to do better in terms of the people that they hire to do these types of jobs. Right, because the country is representing us as people, you know. The team is representing us as people, you know. They're representing Jamaica land we love. So I think we have to do better in that sense, right? I think we want to say something else in regards to what Dennis Chung had to say. But yeah, essentially, you know, IPL need to do better. You can't wait like the day before to submit a document, like, you know, like, no, people, like that not right. That not right. That's like when you go watch the World Cup and like you just wait till last minute to do like the most crucial thing, and then no, like, man, no, people, it's just unacceptable from Independence Park Limited, and we've seen this before still, as I say. So, but big up on yourself, people. Before me head out, let me just give you guys the outro for the show. Until next time, people, we'll be back this Saturday and Sunday. Until next time, big up on yourself, people. Stay safe, have a productive rest of the day and week as well. Tomorrow is Friday, so turn out for the game, people. And yeah, big up on yourself, people. Respect for the continued support. And here's the outro for the show.